Hey sis, it's Lynette, founder of MoodWellth. And in this Wealthy Mind series, I wanted to discuss a series of lifestyle habits that you can incorporate into your life in order to develop a positive, more resilient brain. They are small things, but they are things that we don't intentionally seek or think about. So I want to discuss four key areas of your life where you can start to implement certain habits and transform your way of thinking, allowing your brain to both acknowledge the challenges, but also embrace the good, as well as trusting yourself to handle the outcome. So the first lifestyle suggestion that I want to discuss is to celebrate the small stuff. Celebrate the small stuff. It sounds simple enough, right? You just celebrate the small things. Oftentimes we tie our happiness or a sense of accomplishment to some huge, far off into the future goal. Like when I become a millionaire, or when I make it to president of the university, or when I become regional medical officer, or when I become the leading lady in an Oscar-worthy film, right? We often tie our happiness to some huge accomplishment that just isn't sustainable. And in the process, we ignore the smaller steps that it takes to get there. Not only do we ignore them, but we don't even take the time to pat ourselves on the back for every small step that we take. Did you know that by taking smaller steps and acknowledging them along the way, it increases the dopamine in your system? It increases the dopamine in your brain. The dopamine is that chemical, that reward-seeking chemical that makes you feel that spark when you accomplish something. And if we always tie it off to a far-off goal, guess what else we're putting off? We are putting off feeling that sense of accomplishment way off in the future. And we're not giving our brain a chance to constantly create new neural pathways and increase the dopamine in our system. So one suggestion that I would encourage you to do starting today is to pat yourself on the back. Find small reasons to pat yourself on the back as you take steps to a bigger goal. And every single step counts. For example, if you're working on a weight loss goal, and you decided to opt for fruit instead of fries that day, pat yourself on the back for it. And I'll take it a step further. If you thought about adding fruit instead of fries that day but didn't, pat yourself on the back for it, because your awareness is increasing, which is increasing the steps that it takes to lead to that weight loss goal. If you're going for a big job, a big promotion, and you thought about asking your boss, what will it take for me to get there? If you researched on the internet what it might take for you to get there, pat yourself on the back for it. And sis, sometimes the smallest victories may seem really small to others, but will be really big for you. For example, if you had a tough time getting out of bed all month, and you got out of bed this morning to go brush your teeth, pat yourself on the back for it. If you've been crippled by anxiety and you've been afraid to take a risk, and you thought about what steps you might take in order to take that risk, pat yourself on the back for it. If you got up this morning and you decided to breathe after thinking about not wanting to, pat yourself on the back for it. Every single tiny step is a victory. They are to be celebrated. They help induce and create that reward-seeking chemical in our brain called dopamine. It motivates us to continue taking steps. But if we always ignore the small stuff and we count them out, then we have an even harder time staying motivated to get to the big stuff. And our small steps might look differently for each and every one of us, but you know what they are. So today, I want you to start patting yourself on the back for it. You deserve it, and your brain will thank you for it. So I'll be back with another lifestyle tip for area 2 of your life that will help you develop a more positive, resilient brain. For now, I hope I gave you something to chew on, and I wish you well, and I wish you love, I wish you ease. Peace.